Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to another Knicks Media live stream. And we're coming off a blowout victory over the San Antonio Spurs. We're live here on Knicks Media to give you guys my live post-game recap. The Knicks finished this one winning 111-96 in blowout fashion. RJ Barrett absolutely torches the Spurs once again, the second time this season, actually. Earlier in the season, we went down to San Antonio. That's when RJ Barrett, I think, finished 7 of 8 from downtown and dropped 31 points on him. Tonight, RJ Barrett drops 31 tonight and shoots 12 of 20 from the field, had a windmill dunk, absolutely took over the game in the second half, and was the biggest reason why the New York Knicks were victorious tonight. And in this video, in this live stream, I want to give you guys my thoughts in the post-game recap, get into the chat, any questions, anything you guys want to talk about. I'm here, so welcome in. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you are indeed new to Knicks Media. I'll be going live throughout all the rest of the season. You guys know what's good to your Knicks Media. Give you guys the best Knicks content I can possibly do for you. And make sure you guys like the video on your way in so we get as many Knicks fans in here as possible for the Knicks Media post-game recap. So let's get right in. Going into this game, we knew this was a must-win, simply because we're coming off a disappointing loss on the road against the Boston Celtics. Before that game at home against the Celtics, it was that just ridiculous game when RJ Barrett has the game winner, Evan Fournier, 41 points. It was just a crazy game at the Garden. We go to Boston, and then we just score 75 points as a team, not looking good. We need to come back home and defend home court. And guys, the New York Knicks are now on a 4-game win streak at Madison Square Garden. That is awesome to see. That is really great to see, because earlier in the season, the New York Knicks were struggling to defend home court, and it was really frustrating to watch the Knicks just go out there on home court in Madison Square Garden and just not play well. But tonight, and the last 4 games, including tonight, the Knicks get the job done defending the world's most famous arena. And then we go up against the Dallas Mavericks Wednesday night to try to make it 5 straight games at home. The Knicks are now 20-21 on the season. And this is the exact record the Knicks had last year through the first 41 games. So that tells you not to hit the panic button just yet. The season's pretty much identical to last year, just in terms of the record. You know, individual performances, maybe not so much. Julius Randle did not have a great night tonight. 2 points, but did have 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 of 7 from the field. Randle didn't have to do his thing tonight because RJ Barrett absolutely took over the game. And the craziest thing about RJ's 31 points is he only played 30 minutes. Usually when he has these type of games, he's playing the entire game. He finishes with like 38, 40 minutes or so. But RJ Barrett finishes with 30 minutes, 31 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 block, 12 of 20 from the field, which is 60%. And also shooting 3 of 4 from downtown. And a beautiful, efficient night from RJ Barrett. The reason why you guys know me as one of the biggest RJ Barrett supporters on YouTube, or one of the biggest RJ Barrett supporters in general, I've always defended him, no matter if he's playing good or bad. I always believed in his ability to push through, because I believe in his work ethic, and I believe in his mindset that everything's going to click at some point. And right now we're seeing RJ Barrett put everything together ever since that game-winning shot he hit against the Boston Celtics. He's been playing really good basketball. And listen, he's going to have an up-and-down season, but I think the one thing that Knicks fans can agree on that RJ Barrett has lacked so far in his young NBA career is consistency. He's had good stretch of games. He's had bad stretch of games. So right now we're trying to get RJ Barrett to get going, chanting his name at the Garden, RJ Barrett, just absolutely exuberant confidence within the 21-year-old RJ, who is the youngest player on the team, which is pretty mind-blowing. But this is a really good sign for many reasons. Julius Randle's obviously not playing the way he was last year. I feel like a lot is on his shoulders. He was hearing boos at the Garden tonight, which I don't agree with. I know I might be in the minority, but it's just not in my blood to boo players. I'm a Mets fan, so I went through that entire Francisco Lindor and Javi Baez deal with the booing and the thumbs down. I went through that as a Mets fan, and I never agreed with the fan base booing them. And I don't agree with the fan base booing Randle as well. But there's no denying that Julius Randle needs to be held accountable and he needs to play better basketball. I'm not saying that the boos aren't warranted. It's just, if I'm at the game, it's not me. I don't boo my own players. I root for them in their rough times. I want them to, get out of the rut instead of them feeling like the fans are against them. But at the same time, that's the life of being playing in New York, no matter what sport it is. Patrick Ewing got booed. Even Clyde got booed. Even Melo got booed at times. And Julius Randle needs to, rebound. And he showed the ability to do that because his first year on the Knicks, he was getting booed. He was just not a good player. Now, the entire fan base was against him, including myself. And then year number 2 with the Knicks, he absolutely just takes over the franchise, brings us to the playoffs, brings us to the 4th seed. He's getting chance for MVP. The entire fan base falls in love with Randle. And then now in year number 3 with the Knicks, after signing that big contract, he's not playing the way that we're used to. So now he's getting a little in his mind. I feel like the boos and hearing the entire Knicks fan base turn against them again is really weighing heavy on Randle's shoulders and his mind. So hopefully Julius Randle can push through that adversity just like he did in year number 2 and prove the entire city of New York wrong and try to get back on track. Because to be honest, the Knicks are not going to really do anything big time in terms of making the playoffs and making some noise in the playoffs if Randle does not get back to his ways where he was last year, being that all-star, being that, most improved player of the year, that all-NBA second team player that Julius Randle was. Now getting into other players on the team tonight, Evan Fournier. How about Evan Fournier, the Frenchman, coming off another great game? The last time we saw Evan Fournier, he dropped 41 damn points, had 10 3-pointers, and just obliterated his former team, the Boston Celtics. Then we go to Boston. He's out with a thigh contusion. He's back tonight, and Evan Fournier drops 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 5 of 12 from the field, 4 of 7 from downtown. I'm telling you, the Knicks are a different team when Evan Fournier is clicking on all cylinders. With Evan Fournier's shots falling, it's a really good sign because the offense is fluid. You can tell that he is way more in rhythm when the ball's in his hands and he can put the ball on the floor. He can create his own shot and do a bunch of things. I feel like Evan Fournier, when he's playing good basketball, the Knicks play good around him, and that's a really good sign. Alec Burks getting the start at point guard tonight because Kemba Walker's still out. He had 16 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 of 10 from the field with 2 steals. Mitchell Robinson had a really good game. He was dominating early, 13 points, 11 rebounds, 4 for 4 from the field, 4 blocks, a steal. And Mitchell Robinson was 5 of 9 from the free throw line. So Mitch was active all over the place in the paint, crashing the offensive rebounds, just disrupting everything. The Knicks took care of business against the young, pesky San Antonio Spurs team, just like they should. And then off the bench, Immanuel quickly does his thing with 12 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 5 of 12 from the field, and 1 block shot. I feel like Immanuel quickly does not get the credit he deserves sometimes. He is such a big-time, energetic spark on this team, and it's just so great to see him come off the bench and be a big-time player. Shout out to Brittany in the chat. Welcome in. Let's go. Let's go, Knicks. You're supposed to be at this game tonight. I'm sorry, but it's okay. It's all good. We'll be at the game one time this year. I promise you that. And then getting into Quentin Grimes, the rookie. Quentin Grimes had 6 dimes. How about that? Quentin Grimes, 7 points, 6 assists, 1 block, and a steal. Obi Toppin with 6 points and Taj Gibson with 6 points. So this was just an all-around collective great win for the New York Knicks, led by the one and only R.J. Barrett, Rowan Alexander Barrett. I just love that the Knicks fans just completely are in love with R.J. You can tell when he has the ball in his hands and he's playing good basketball, the Garden just infused confidence in him, chanting his name. They want him to get the ball. When RJ's on the bench, they're cheering his name. It just feels good to have a young player in RJ who's 21 years old, having the entire fan base around him, because I've been an RJ supporter no matter what's going on, whether he's playing good basketball, whether he's in a little dry rut. I never turn on him. I know so many people in the chat, not right now, but like in previous streams of mine, in previous videos of mine, that's turned on RJ, said he's trash. They got to trade him. He has no future. And I'm like, listen, RJ Barrett will be fine. Give him some time, and he's going to work this out. It's all up here with RJ. He's got that Mamba mentality. He named himself the Maple Mamba. Well, actually, I don't think he named himself that. People around him did, because that they saw that mindset within him. In homage to obviously the great Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. But man, the New York Knicks blow out the San Antonio Spurs. Let's get into the chat, guys. Anything you guys want me to talk about regarding tonight's game, whether it's RJ. I just want to break down RJ's game real quick. But as I break down this game, guys, let me know in the chat any questions you might have. I'd love to answer any questions regarding tonight's game. So RJ had 31 points. The reason why RJ had such a great game tonight is his aggressiveness. Absolutely attacking the paint with vengeance and actually having the ball in his hands and being a playmaker. He had the ball orchestrating the pick and rolls, rolling to his left, attacking the rim with his right. Just being an aggressive player is something I've always wanted from RJ, because it seems like sometimes he gets a little shy, and it's not really his fault. It feels like it's Randle running the show, or it's Fournier with the ball in his hands, or when Kemba's healthy, it's Kemba Walker with the ball in his hands, and RJ's just camping in the corner, not doing anything, not involved. Well, luckily, RJ got in rhythm, and the Knicks fed him the ball. They let him take over the offense. RJ Barrett all of a sudden just Every single time down on offense, they ran a play for him, give him the ball on a high pick and roll. And he just makes the right rim reads. He throws up the alley-oops. He bounces it down low to whoever it is, either Taj or Mitch, or he can finish through contact. Or he has a beautiful, smooth-looking mid-range pull-up jumper that he's developed over the course of his career. And he was 3 for 4 from downtown. So he basically showed up big time. And he also had an emphatic block on the other end, which is a great sign from RJ Barrett. You can just tell that the best is yet to come from RJ. I feel like if he can get consistency, he's going to be a dangerous player in this league. And I don't think that he's going to drop 30-plus points every single game. I think we all know that. But all RJ needs to get consistency is to be featured more like he was tonight every single game. There's no reason why RJ should be iced out, sitting in the corner, not doing anything for a big stretch of game. When he's in the game, run some plays for him, let him orchestrate the offense, because not only is he a really good player in terms of attacking the rim and making his shots, but he's a good playmaker. His playmaking ability has developed so much by getting his teammates involved, throwing up the alley-oops, dishing it down low, bounce pass to Mitch, whatever it is. RJ Barrett is developing into a serious player for this Knicks team that we have to appreciate. Because when's the last time we drafted somebody where we can say with confidence that we think he's going to be the guy for the future? Now, I'm not saying he's going to be the franchise player that's going to, be the number one option in a championship caliber team, but he's going to be a core piece to this Knicks foundation that we have. We have a beautiful young core that Leon Rose and Scott Perry has made through the draft in the past 4 draft classes, with Mitchell Robinson, Kevin Knox providing depth, RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, and Deuce McBride, and even throw in Jericho Sims in there. All those players I just mentioned, we drafted, and we have a foundation, and the Knicks look like they are trending in the right direction in terms of the youth movement. But at the end of the day, we know that this Knicks season was not going as planned. We're now 20-21 on the season, the exact same record where we were at this point in last year. So, hey, I feel like it's a really good sign right now. Advance says, tonight proved, let RJ run the offense. Only good things happen. His potential is crazy. Thank you, Advanced. I just went off a rant on how the Knicks need to give RJ Barrett the keys to the kingdom. Let him run the show. You can see what happens when RJ Barrett runs the show. He methodically gets to the paint, and don't even listen to Stephen A. Smith. Listen, I like Stephen A. Smith at times. I tune into him. I think he's entertaining, but I just hate that he represents Knicks fans on a national scale, because the amount of times he's like, can you ask RJ to just use his right hand? Watch the damn game, Stephen A., and you'll see that RJ Barrett has a right hand. What you ever notice, guys, when RJ Barrett's getting he has a ball in his hand, Taj Gibson or Mitchell Robinson sets a screen, and the defender forces him to go right, and RJ's like, all right, I'll go right, and he dribbles the ball with his right hand, attacks the paint, and either makes a nice pass or finishes or puts up a good shot. Like, obviously he's not great with his right hand, but don't act like he does not have the ability to go right. Okay, enough of that nonsense from Stephen A. Smith. It makes me crazy every time he brings it up, and all the non-Knicks fans are like, "Oh, so funny, yeah." Okay, funny, right? But no doubt, I agree with you, Advanced. RJ Barrett needs to be handed the keys to the kingdom because of his playmaking ability and his ability to finish through the rim. James says, RJ seemed very controlled. If he can do this on a relatively consistent level, he will be crazy good. I agree, James. That's what I said about RJ, man. The only thing he's been lacking so far in his extremely young NBA career is consistency. He goes through 5 straight games of phenomenal play where he's averaging 25 points. He's shooting like 59% from the field, 41 from 3. And then he goes on another 5-game stretch of he averages 9 points and he can't get a bucket for his life. And I feel like that's the growth. RJ needs to go this growth process, and he might have a different trajectory because he is in year number 3, but he is still the youngest player on the team. Does that make sense, guys? Think about that for a sec. RJ Barrett is the youngest player on the New York Knicks, but he's in his 3rd NBA season. That tells you that everybody's going to develop at their own rate. And I said that this year is going to be a really big opportunity for RJ to take a big step in terms of being the focal point of the offense. And I feel like year number 4, year number 5 is when he can emerge himself as a serious star in this league. The only thing he's lacking so far is that consistency. So it's positive signs in tonight's game, guys. The Knicks take care of business as collectively, defensively, they had a really good game, holding the Spurs to under 100 points. Now, listen, the Spurs are not like a crazy good team that we beat. It's not like the Spurs are a team that, is anything crazy, and we should be proud of ourselves for this dub. But they still have the Hall of Fame head coach on the other side of Greg Popovich. They got Murray, who is an absolute stud, who torched us tonight, actually. How much did Murray finish with? He finished with 24 points. It felt like he dropped 40 points, to be honest. But Murray is a dog on the other side of the ball for sure. Listen, I feel like the Knicks tonight proved that when RJ Barrett is the focal point, great things happen. Great things happen, man. Who do you think should be the number one option on this team right now at the moment? Listen, I feel like RJ Barrett has proven to be a guy that when you give him the opportunity to run the offense, it should be that way. It's hard to point to a number one option for this team because we do have a lot of players. Fournier all of a sudden can be red hot. Burks can be red hot. When Kemba's playing, he can be red hot. Randle can be red hot at times. Obviously, it's not been consistent for Randle this year, but when Randle's going, he's going. And then RJ. I feel like there's a lot of players on this team that can take over that number one spot. And even Mike Breen alluded to that on tonight's broadcast, that even the players, they feel out the game. Whoever's hot becomes the number one option for the rest of the game, and the plays are called for them, and that was RJ tonight. Richie, win or lose to Dallas on our next game, please make another recap just like this. Hashtag RJ All-Star. I got you, Charlie. Win or lose. Actually, Wednesday is going to be tough for me just because, as you know, I also have a Jets YouTube channel and I have a big-time live stream planned Wednesday night. So I'm hoping I can go live after the Knicks game. It's not going to be right after the game, but I'm going to try to do it as close to the end of the game as possible. So stay tuned for sure. Listen, I feel like tonight Knicks fans should go to sleep with a smile on their face. We're one game away from being 500 on the year. And there's a lot of positive things to take away from tonight's game. Make sure you guys smash that like button as well on your way in, guys. It really helps out the video, helps out the channel a ton. We got 16 likes with 25 of you guys watching. So if you guys have not smashed that like button, I would greatly appreciate if you do that right now and help out your boy get those likes up so we can get as many Knicks fans in here to recap this game. Obi has to get more minutes, 100%. Obi Toppin deserves more minutes, no doubt. I feel like he is not being utilized properly. I really wish that, he could just, I don't know. It's interesting. Obi Toppin went on a stretch of playing really good basketball, and then he had like 45 minutes when Randle was out. And then when Randle came back from COVID, Obi just started getting cold. He never gets any opportunities to get in rhythm, and it's frustrating. I agree. Obi deserves way more minutes. Staying up until 3 a.m. because RJ's the GOAT. I love that. Where are you from, man? Where are you from staying up till 3 a.m. for the Knicks? I love that we have Knicks fans worldwide just representing the New York Knicks, wherever they might be. It just feels so damn good to be a team that has fans all across the world, baby. Do you think we can make another 10-game winning streak this year? Hey, man, why not? Last year, we got a 9-game winning streak, which is the biggest reason why we became the 4th seed in the East, and that happened late in the season. I think it was the end of March heading into April. There's no reason why we can't go on a winning streak. We don't have to go on a crazy win streak to get back, but I do want to see them win a bunch of games. Like in the next 10 or so games, if we can win 7 of the 10, that's big. 7-3 in our next 10 games, that'll be huge. I feel like we're on a trajectory right now. We're here. Let's look at the schedule real quick because I feel like we're on a pretty good stretch as it is. I'm just gonna pull up the Knicks previous games, Knicks schedule, because I feel like we've won. Like we're on a pretty good. So starting off from Christmas, right? When we beat the Hawks, that was a win. And then we went on a 3-game winning streak, right? 3-0. And then we lost to the Thunder, 3-1. And then hold on, I'm sorry. So we were 3-0. We go on a 2-game losing streak, 3-2. And then we beat the Pacers 4-2. And then we beat the Celtics 5-2. And then we lose 5-3. 6-3. So the New York Knicks are 6-3 right now in our last 9 games. Hey, that's a pretty good progress. So the New York Knicks in our last 9 games, we've won 6 of our last 9 games. That's how you bounce back, and that's how you get out of this rut that we've been in. The New York Knicks have won 6 of the last 9 games, and that's how you take advantage of a tough, an actually easy schedule. How about that? You're from United Kingdom. I love that, man. Appreciate the support from the UK. Salute, salute. RJ Barrett, that man never getting traded. Let him know, Broadway Joey. Let them know. That man's not getting traded. He's untouchable. I don't care who it's for. Ben Simmons? Nah. Lillard? Nah. RJ's the future of the team. Represented from Puerto Rico. Shout out to Angel for representing from Puerto Rico. I love that. I'll be in PR this March, actually. I'm excited. First time going over there. RJ plays suburb when he attacks the rim. I agree, man. I agree. I feel like when RJ Barrett has that aggressive mindset of attacking the paint, attacking the rim, he makes the right reads. Potential's endless. What are your thoughts on Randle and his future? I went on a big Randle tantrum earlier on in the stream. But my overall take on Julius Randle in a nutshell is I feel like he is dealing with a lot mentally. I don't really feel like he's dealing with the boos and the Knicks fans turning on him well. And because I felt like he already went through that in his own mind. Like he's like, oh, I won the fan base over last year by being the most improved player, being an all-star, taking us to the playoffs. And I won the fan base over because remember, year number 1, the fan base was against him. And now the fan base is turning on him again. He's like, oh my gosh, I have to do this all over again. So it's kind of like a big weight on the shoulders that he really has to learn how to deal with, because if you want to be a star in the New York City market, you need to learn how to deal with the boos, because when you're not playing well, Knicks fans and New York fans all across, whether you're a Yankees, Mets, Jets, Giants, whatever your fandom is in New York City, you're going to be getting scrutinized if you're a star in this league and you're not playing to the standards that we expect you to play from. I don't agree with it personally. I'm not a booer myself, but I understand that people will boo, and it's the reality of New York sports. For Knicks to get on a long winning streak, they need juniors to get out of his Julius, I'm assuming you meant. We need Julius to get out of a slump. I agree. Julius is a big-time piece to the Knicks becoming, getting into a big-time winning streak for sure. We need a point guard, trade for De'Aaron Fox. That would be ideal, but I just don't know the package. I'm not giving up RJ. If we can get a trade without giving up RJ for De'Aaron Fox, that we're gonna have to give up some big time players. But De'Aaron Fox is a beast. The trade talk is gonna be getting pretty crazy on the channel soon. And guys, for those of you guys that don't know, I'm flying to Atlanta this weekend. I'm going to the Knicks Atlanta game. I'll be in Atlanta for the New York Knicks versus Atlanta Hawks game this Saturday. I got a buddy of mine that lives down there, moved down there recently, and I made these plans months ago. I'm like, yo, Knicks are in Atlanta. I'm pulling up for the weekend, and we're going crazy. I'm about to go wild in ATL and watch the Knicks beat the Hawks because we're 2-0 against them already this year. So let's keep that up. A great member on the channel, Apple, says, don't trade for De'Aaron. Keep IQ, RJ Grimes, trade Knox, maybe Mitch. I agree. Trade Mitch, Evan, Knox, Rose. I don't think Rose needs to be traded. He's not really has value. I feel like we need to keep Rose for sure. Hopefully he can get back healthy because we're missing Derrick Rose big time, everybody. We're missing Derrick Rose. Hopefully he can get back as soon as possible. We're missing him off the bench. We're missing Kemba Walker as well. We'll see. Advance says, personally, I just don't think Julius suits the style of play that we want to play. RJ plays better around IQ, Grimes, etc. Julius only slows the play and makes us more predictable. Yeah, the problem I have with Julius for sure is, when he gets into the mindset of he has to be the playmaker, he brings the ball up. It's either a 2-man game with Fournier, or he gets into the post and he gets doubled and he has to, make something happen. When he makes the right reads, it does open up the offense because he does draw the double team. So that's going to make somebody open around him, but it's up to him to get rid of the ball quickly. And obviously he has not shown that consistently. Once Rose comes back, you'll see that the Knicks will win more games. Yeah, I think Derrick Rose is a big-time missing piece for this New York Knicks team, especially the bench unit. The bench has been struggling, to be honest, ever since Derrick Rose went down. I feel like D Rose has been the orchestrator that calms everybody down. That's just the sixth man that's so reliable for this Knicks team on the bench, but he just hasn't been a consistent piece, unfortunately for us. What's going on with Nerlens Noel? Is he injured? Yeah, man. He had COVID for a long time. I guess he's a little nicked up. Unfortunately, he's not been able to stay healthy this year. We gave him a big contract after playing a really good play for the Knicks last year. But luckily, we have depth at the center spot. You know, Taj Gibson is a very valuable backup center in this league. And Jericho Sims is another player that I have confidence in coming off the bench if we have any injuries. So hopefully Nerlens can get healthy because his rim protection is real. You know, he's a liability on offense. But I love his defensive approach. So hopefully Nerlens will get back as soon as possible. Anthony says, let's not be crazy. Julius is not going anywhere, nor should he. He needs to not force anything and let the game come to him. He needs to stop passing up on open drive shots. We need Julius to win. I agree with this, Anthony. I agree. I don't think we need to ship off Randle at all. I'm not on that train like majority of Knicks fans are. I feel like Randle is a solution to the Knicks instead of a problem. He just needs to really learn how to, adapt to the players around him and get more aggressive. Like you said, don't be that playmaker. Be the scorer that you are. Go to the paint, attack the rim, dunk the ball, post people up. Don't rely on your jump shot. Just go attack full throttle. And, you can't deny that Randle's impact on the boards is tremendous, but there's a lot of things he needs to work on. Instead of slowing the offense down, he needs to speed things up, play with energy, play with heart, play with grit, and Knicks fans will appreciate that. Really impressive that we scored 111 points with Randle only getting 2 points, many weapons. Yeah, man, this shows that the depth that we have. RJ Barrett leading the way with 31 points. It's just everything you want to see, baby. I love it. Just me that thinks Murray would be a perfect piece for us. Wow, he's a baller. Yeah, Murray just destroyed us tonight. I felt like every single shot he took, it went in. To be honest, I felt like that. After high school shows, it's a great win. Yes, indeed, it's a great win. It's a beautiful win. Beautiful win right now. I'm so excited to go live talking to you guys about the beautiful, beautiful New York Knicks victory at Madison Square Garden. So, guys, we're going up against the Dallas Mavericks Wednesday night at the Garden. Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis comes to town. That's going to be pretty insane. This could be a big game because if you want to get a 5-game winning streak at home, if you want to get back to 500, this is a big-time game. The Dallas Mavericks are not a bad team. It's not going to be an easy game to beat, but they have the ability if they want to continue this momentum because remember earlier in the season, guys, the Knicks were struggling to win games at home. It felt like it was like, what's happening? Why are we a better road team than a home team? We should take advantage of the world's most famous arena and not let it make it seem like it's a stage for the away teams to come in here and just dominate us. But luckily, we're flipping the script. 4 wins in a row at home is a really big deal. Fournier versus Reggie. That's going to be a matchup for the ages. A matchup for the ages. Julius got to hit them threes and be aggressive. Yeah, he scored 2 points, but 12 boards and 1 block. I can't be mad at that. I agree, King Matthews. Listen, if Randle can score 2 points, but he impacts, if he's not going to be aggressive, listen, Randle shot the ball 7 times tonight. Let's not act like he chucked up shots and missed everything. He was 1 for 7 for sure and didn't do anything well in terms of shooting the ball. He shot his first shot, and it was a step back, beautiful looking jump shot. And I'm like, oh, wow, Randle might have a good game tonight. He looks like he's going to be aggressive. And then after that, he just missed his last 6. But he did have 12 rebounds, a block, and he did have impacts all over the place outside of his lackluster of scoring. Mentally, Randle needs to be a better leader and more efficient. Yeah, I agree. I think mentally, Randle's going through a lot of things right now, especially dealing with the boos because he heard it again tonight. I just don't understand why Knicks fans need to boo him when we're dominating. When we're up by 20 points and they're booing Randle. He has 2 points, but what's the purpose there? It just I feel like it drains him. It's not going to help the team. It's not going to help Randle if you're booing him. But hey, that's just my agree. That's just my perspective of it. I know Knicks fans would be like, oh, he deserves to be booed. He's not playing well. Everybody has their own opinions. It's okay. There's no reason to debate about it. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. So, guys, I'm going to rack up the post-game video here. We went live for 30 minutes. I appreciate everybody tuning in to the New York Knicks media live stream. It means a lot for everybody tuning in. Make sure you guys smash that like button if you guys enjoyed. And when this stream is wrapped up, Can you guys comment down below your takes of the game? What'd you think of RJ Barrett? What'd you think of Tom Thibodeau's rotations? Emmanuel Quickly's play off the bench, Evan Fournier, Burks, Randall's play? Let me know all about it in the comments down below right when the stream is all wrapped up. I would greatly appreciate that. And also, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, of course, if you're new. So, guys, I appreciate the support. King Matthews, everybody in the chat. I see you guys. Lightning Leg, Advanced, Anthony, Angel, everybody in the chat. Greatly appreciate all the support. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Knicks, and let's go Knicks.